Today, we are diving into a question that's, well, haunted humanity forever. And we're going to do it through a poem so short you could fit it on a postcard, but so powerful it's been echoing for over a century. We're about to unpack an absolute masterclass in meaning, all packed into just 9 tiny lines. I mean, it's the ultimate question, right? Is it all going to go up in a huge, fiery explosion? Or will it be a slow, silent freeze? About a century ago, one of America's most famous poets, Robert Frost, decided to weigh in on this final dilemma. And what's so incredible is that his answer wasn't about asteroids or solar flares or anything like that. Nope, it was about us. You gotta remember, he wrote this in 1920, right after the world had just seen the unimaginable destruction of World War I. So he turned the mirror on humanity to find out where our own destruction might come from. So let's break down his incredible poem, Fire and Ice. Okay, so Frost kicks things off by setting up the big debate. He basically presents the 2 most popular theories for how it all ends, framing it as this choice between 2 powerful opposite forces. But here's the twist. Frost isn't talking about literal fire or ice. Not at all. He's using these massive primal forces as metaphors for something way more personal and, as he's going to argue, far more dangerous, 2 of our most fundamental and destructive human emotions. First up, let's make the case for fire. Frost jumps right into the heart of this burning, all-consuming emotional force. So, in Frost's world, fire is the symbol for that blazing heat of our unchecked passions. Desire, greed, ambition. It's the engine that drives us, for sure. But when it runs wild, it has the power to scorch absolutely everything and everyone in its path. And just think about what this means in the real world. Uncontrolled desire for more stuff, greed for resources, lust for power. These are the sparks that have ignited countless wars and conflicts throughout all of human history. This is our destructive, fiery side. And this leads us to Frost's first big take. He straight up admits that from what he's tasted of desire, he agrees with the people who think the world will end in fire. It's such a personal admission. He's recognizing that destructive flame inside himself, and really inside all of us. But desire, well, that's only half the story. So now we pivot to the second destructive force. This one is cold, creeping, and maybe even a little more sneaky, ice. And you can feel the poem's tone shift here, from that burning passion to a deep, profound chill. You see, if fire is that big, explosive, outward flash of emotion, ice is its quiet, inward creeping opposite. It symbolizes the slow, freezing death of human connection, and it's born from the destructive power of hatred. These feelings don't explode like fire, they freeze from the inside out. Things like hatred, cruelty, indifference, that complete lack of empathy for other people can cause a whole society to become rigid, brittle, and then just shatter. It's a quiet kind of destruction, but it is just as total. So we have our 2 potential culprits, the fire of desire and the ice of hatred. Now, you might expect the poem to pick a winner, to declare one the ultimate champion of destruction. But this is where Frost delivers his final and absolutely chilling verdict. He asks this wild hypothetical question. What if the world was so tough, or maybe just so unlucky, that it had to be destroyed twice? What would happen then? And there it is, the knockout punch. Frost reveals his final thought. He knows enough about hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. That word, suffice. Wow, it's such a brilliant understatement. It's not just enough, it is perfectly, totally capable of getting the job done. So here's the crucial point. It doesn't matter which one gets us in the end, the hot burn of greed or the cold void of hate. They are both perfectly sufficient tools for our own annihilation. They're just 2 sides of the same destructive human coin. So why does this short, 100-year-old poem still hit so hard? Well, because it's more than just a poem. It's a timeless warning about the internal forces we all have to keep in check if we actually want to survive. The takeaway here is pretty clear and direct. First, we have to recognize that our own emotions, our desires, and our hatreds can be just as destructive as any hurricane or earthquake. Second, we have to get that there's danger lurking in both extremes. And finally, the poem really leaves us with this message of balance. Our survival just might depend on our ability to manage these incredibly powerful internal forces. And that brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. Frost laid out these two paths to destruction over a century ago. When you look at the world around you today, which force do you think is burning brighter or freezing deeper? Is our greatest danger the fiery greed for more, or is it the cold indifference we show to one another? It's a question worth thinking about.